You know this.
Is it the hypoglossal fossa? The
No.
the jugular foramen?
It's what? Jugular.
I just said that secondly.
Jugular foramen. Okay. I ain't gonna say nothing. This is the jugular foramen right here. Cranial nerves 9, 10, and 11 all go through there. Now, cranial nerve 9 is the glossopharyngeal. Glossus is associated with tongue, like a glossary, parts of speech. Pharyngeal, pharynx, is going to be the pharyngeal region. And if you look at this tongue, okay, this tongue has an opening right here. Now, here's your tongue. There's going to be a region right in here where you have the nasal pharynx and the oral pharynx. Now, as I'm breathing, I can breathe in through my nostrils or I can breathe in through my mouth. The air can get into my lungs from either out. Now, there's a structure that lays right over top of this right here that goes down to the trachea. And what's it called? The epiglottis. And it's made out of what type of tissue? What's loud? E.
Elastic.
Elastic what?
Cartilage.
Cartilage, good. Elastic cartilage. And what it does is it routes food from the oral cavity back into the hollow tube that's posterior to the trachea, which is going to be the esophagus. And the esophagus is lined by what type of epithelium? Sis King? No.
Or the other one.
What is it going to be? Sis Laura?
Yes, stratified.
Okay, yeah.
Squamous.
Come on, what is it?
Stratified squamous moist.
Stratified squamous moist. The esophagus is stratified squamous moist. The trachea is.
The pseudostratified.
Keep on.
Ciliated.
Yeah, still stratified ciliated columnar epithelium with goblet cells. By the way, the highest score on exercise number 3, if you haven't heard already, was a 113. Yeah, and the difference between the Pepsi Award winner and the Pepsi Award was 1 point. And you know what the difference was?
Right or left?
Ciliated. Someone had ciliated pseudostratified columnar epithelia, and the other person had pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelia. And I said, wow, it don't get no better than that. Just that little bit of an inkling that made 1 point.
At least in me. Like no lie.
And it was in the 11:30 class.
Ooh, burn! No, I'm kidding. It's like a hip. It's a slang. It's slang. I don't mean for them to actually like on fire, like ignite.
Like luncheon.
Yeah, you're not actually.
That's a term that goes back to the 70s.
Yeah, you're not actually lunching. Yeah, you're not eating anything. Yeah, no.
No, you're not dining.
Yeah, no.
It's just luncheon. Out to lunch. So this right here is going to be the epiglottis, and back here is going to be the esophagus. Mm-hmm. Now, when a person eats, the bolus is going to be routed posteriorly to the esophagus, and the epiglottis is going to be part of that trigger mechanism. If you place your fingers right here and swallow, you should feel a rise. Be careful, gingerly. You feel a rise and drop. Yeah. That's the trigger mechanism. If a person has a stroke, sometimes that's going to be compromised. And you don't want to give them thin liquids. Please, don't give them thin liquids. Because what can happen?
It'll go in their air.
What can happen is it will end up going down through the trachea, gets in the lungs, and causes pneumonia. There you go. Mm-hmm. Say again?
Because we're smart.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Don't mess with table 1.
And so what happens is this trigger mechanism is going to be the epiglottis, and this pharyngeal region, the glossopharyngeal nerve, is going to be associated with muscles in this origin, in this region here. Okay. Now the posterior 1/3 of the tongue for taste is also going to be the glossopharyngeal. So what cranial nerve is the anterior 2/3 of the tongue for taste?
Oh, he just said it.
What is it? Anterior 2/3 of the tongue potasis.
No, not exam. It's Wednesday and Thursday, right?
No?
I was getting a lot of lunch.
No?
Thursday.
7. Face. Yeah. All right, now, Sister Kate, I'm calling your name now.
Do you think he'll do
All
a
right.
review?
So the glossopharyngeal is going to be the posterior 1/3 of the tongue potasis. Anterior 2/3 of the tongue potasis is going to be the facial. What cranial nerve is going to innervate the parotid gland? No. You do know it. Sister Small. No. Sister watching?
Is it 8, 9, and 10? Is it 8, 9, and
You
10?
just count now.
No, no, that was the never mind.
The parotid gland, which is in close proximity to the masseter, and I prefaced it earlier.
Is it 3? It's 5.
No.
3.
7 is going to be. Hold on now. Hold on.
7 is
I
the
mentioned it
sensitive.
earlier.
What did you say was?
B3 is going to be the tongue, but the parotid gland.
B2.
I'm gonna give you a hint. We're doing it now.
Oh.
Oh.
9.
9. Remember I told you earlier? I said that 9. When I was doing these, I said that cranial nerve number
I didn't
9.
hear that.
Once again.
I didn't hear that. You said it.
You were here because I was showing you the master. And I said, what's going to innervate this motor? And you said what?
Oh, that's
That would be
that will be
that would be B3.
V3.
Yeah, V3.
That's going to be the motor division of the trigeminal nerve. And I said right here it's going to be the parotid gland. It's in close proximity to the masseter. And this is going to be innervated by the glossopharyngeal, which is cranial nerve number 9. Okay? So the way you can remember is this. Anterior 2/3 of the tongue, facial, that's going to be the sublingual and the mandibular, it's going to be the mandibular salivary gland, the submandibular salivary gland. The parotid is going to be cranial nerve number 9, that's the glossopharyngeal. Okay? Cool. Now, when we look at the site through which it travels, it's going to go to the same site as number 10 and 11, and it's going to be the jugular foramen, the glossopharyngeal. Now I'm going to do all these together. Number 10 is the vagus, and the vagus has the broadest distribution of any of your cranial nerves, and the term vagus means what? Wandering. Because it's going all over the place. It is going to account for about 70% of the innervation of cranial nerves. It has the broadest distribution from the pharyngeal region to the lungs, to the heart, to the liver, to the pancreas, to the gallbladder, to the transverse, ascending, sigmoid, colon, along the small intestine, down in the area of the variform appendix. So it has a very broad and far-reaching innervation. Cranial nerve number 10. Okay? Now, cranial nerve 11 is going to be the spinal accessory. And the spinal accessory is unique because it's going to come off very low on the brainstem beneath the medulla oblongata, so much so that it actually has to come up through the foramen magnum in order to exit through the jugular foramen. So the spinal accessory, cranial nerve number 11, and how do we write 11, Roman numeral wise?
XI.
XI is going to come up like this through the foramen magnum, and then it's going to exit through the jugular foramen. And the spinal accessory is going to innervate the sternocleidomastoid muscle right here. It's also going to innervate the trapezius muscle. Here's your trapezius muscle right here. And it's going to be, for the most part, motor in its function. And I'm trying to think, if there's any other muscles that it's going to innervate that need recognition. Sternocleidomastoid and the trapezius. All right. Now, cranial nerve number 10. I'll back that up a little bit. It also innervates the palatoglossus muscle. Now, the palatoglossus is a muscle, one of the tongue muscles. There are intrinsic and extrinsic muscles of the tongue. The palatal-glossus is going to be innervated by cranial nerve 10 to vagus, whereas the other extrinsic and intrinsic muscles are going to be innervated by this, by the cranial nerve that goes to this site right here. And who remembers what it's called? Right here.
Hypoglossal.
Good. The hypoglossal canal. And the name of that cranial nerve is the 12th cranial nerve.
Hypoglossal.
Yeah. Who's buried in Grant's tomb? Who's going in the hypoglossal canal? Now, there are two nerves that are coursing through sites for which they're named. The hypoglossal is one. What's the second, Sister Speaks? What's the second cranial nerve that goes through a site that bears its name? I give you a hint. You can see it very plainly.
Optic.
Yes, optic. So the optic canal, or the optic foramen, is the site to which cranial nerve goes through?
2.
2, cranial nerve 2. What goes through here?
That's
Olfactory 1. What goes through here? Huh? V2, maxillary division of the trigeminal nerve. What goes through here?
11.
11, spinal accessory. What's going to go through here?
9.
Look what I meant, right here.
That's the
It's 19.
So again,
8.
and
9.
7 and 8. 7 and 8,
8.
the facial and the vestibulocochlear. What's going to go through here?
7.
7, the facial. What's going to go through here?
Optic.
optic.
No, look where I'm at.
Oh.
Say again? Okay, give them to me now. Be specific. Say it right. V-I-V-1. V1,
Abducens.
the ophthalmic division of the trigeminal nerve. What else, if anything? Come on, guys. Sister Baptiste? 3, oculomotor. 4, trochlear. What else? 6, abducens. What's the abducens going to innervate? This is loud. Cranial nerve number 6. What's going to innervate? Come on now. Huh? You don't have 6?
I don't have 6.
Say again?
I don't have 6.
Yes, you do. LR6, SO4, 3. I wrote it on the board last time. Lateral rectus. What muscle does cranial nerve 6 innervate? Sister Somerville, what muscle does cranial nerve
What did he
4
say?
innervate?
What is it?
Say it. Okay, what is it? Superior oblique. What's going to innervate the inferior oblique then?
3.
Oculomotor, 3. Pupil dilation and lens accommodation is what cranial nerve? Say again? Cranial nerve 3? What's it called? What's going to innervate the posterior 1/3 of the tongue for taste? It's loud.
9.
Which is called the
The
glossopharyngeal. Say it with authority. Glossopharyngeal. All right, let's see how we're going to shake these muscles here.